Good evening, everybody. Could you please confirm if I'm audible? All right, I can see yeses in the chat. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you all for registering and attending this one-week national level online faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research, which is organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC of Government College Kottayam in association with the Kerala State Higher Education Council, the KSHEC. Today, we would like to welcome the resource person, Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, who is the Director of SBI Technologies, Pune, and all the FTP participants of today. Now, about this FTP, this is a one-week FTP program with live sessions from the timing of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this is the fourth day of our FTP. If you have any trouble in attending WebEx online session, we also have it streaming on YouTube Live. I will put the link of it in the chat now. My name is Sujit Jacob George. I'm working as Global Relations Manager with iPesa Solutions Limited, and I will be the event moderator. Now, about today's technical session, the topic will be underlying threats of OBE, ChatGPT, and AI tools. This will be delivered by Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, who's the Director of SBI Technologies, Pune. Dr. Suresh Nambudiri is a product design specialist in automobiles, consumer electronics, home appliances, computers, and telecommunication with over 30 years of industry experience. When he resigned from the corporate world to contribute to the Indian education sector, he was chief operating officer with Tata Motors. He was part of the team that developed the first Indian car, Indica. He has designed and developed over 200 products, including washing machines, refrigerators, desktops and laptop computers, smartphones, and accessories, many of them for the first time in India. He has traveled to over 22 countries and closely worked with engineers from 8 countries. He is a highly sought after professional interview for senior positions in engineering and management for Indian and MNCs operating in India. The insights gathered from interviewing over 12,000 candidates made him investigate and research the state of Indian education, particularly in engineering education. The findings eventually led him to associate with a global team of 158 industry professionals and 2 Ivy League universities for a pan-India ethnographic survey for unearthing root causes and finding sustainable solutions. Currently, Dr. Suresh Nambudiri is working as the Director of SPO Technologies, Pune. He has served as a resource person for faculty development programs in the topics of outcome-based education, critical and creative thinking, ChatGPT, and AI tools for educators, design thinking, etc. He is currently collaborating with HEIs like IITs and NITs and other premier institutions for improving the employability of students. He is a mentor, researcher, and an educator in addition to a senior corporate consultant. He is a BTech Mechanical, MTech Production Engineering, and MBA New Product Development. His PhD research subject is cognitive rigor requirement for startup and entrepreneurship. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sujin, for the introduction. And good evening to all participants. And I congratulate you for participating in this program because this is the need of the hour. And I am very happy to speak about this for the next 3 hours. That is 2 hours today and 1 hour day after tomorrow. My request to all of you is that please be attentive because I am going to share many type of information that is not available anywhere. Because most of this information we have found out through our own research and we share only to our close communities like you. Therefore, whatever I am speaking to you here today are very exclusive information. So there is a big limitation in front of me because I need to do justice in this 3 hours. I am going to speak about 4 topics here. First, as Sijin was saying, I am going to speak about underlying threats of outcome-based education. Why this OBE and how we can make it fruitful. That is my first point. Second point, I am going to speak to you before entering into artificial intelligence. I am going to speak about the key thing about artificial intelligence, that is prompting. That is prompting. I am sure that almost every one of you will be using ChatGPT, and I am very sure that almost every one of you may not be getting good result from ChatGPT. So the key is prompting. And the third, I am going to speak to you regarding pedagogical excellence, making use of AI. The fourth, I am going to speak about, that is about AI's application in research. So there are 4 topics and there are 3 hours. I have to confess you, each one of this I take 1 day. When I go offline for the faculty development program, I take 1 day for each one of these. First, underlying threats of outcome-based education, that I take about 1 day. Second, prompt engineering. Prompting, I take about 1 day, or sometimes it is half day. But third one, it is, we have got a special program called 100 ways to use ChatGPT for an exciting classroom. This I need about 1.5 days because we are going to explain about 100 plus ways in which you can use ChatGPT in the classroom. Because nowadays, teachers are fighting against Instagram and WhatsApp, because WhatsApp and Instagram provide provide excitement to the students every moment. If they cannot get the same type of excitement in the classroom, they start saying that classes are boring. So this is a very good, I can say that ChatGPT or generative AI is a very good slap on the face of Instagram and WhatsApp if teachers understand how to use it in the classroom. Then fourth one, that is the most important thing, is how to use AI for research and for publication without plagiarism, without worrying about plagiarism, how to use that. So how I am going to structure this, I will tell you. First three I try to cover today in 2 hours. And the research part, I am keeping it for day after tomorrow. That is from 7 to 8. 7 to 8. I have 1 hour day after tomorrow. Tomorrow's session will be handled by Dr. Mendes Jacob. And day after tomorrow, 1 hour, I am going to speak to you regarding how to use artificial intelligence for high impact research and publication without worrying about plagiarism. That is an important point. So today, without spending much time on introduction, let me start from here. And before I start, I wanted to tell you one more point. That I am a person with about 36 years experience. Out of that, 17 years I spent full time in industry. Afterwards, it is in education. So I will be telling many examples from industry and my experience with the education. And regarding my experience in AI, we are a team of people here in Pune. We are one of the first to make use of ChatGPT in India. We are one of the first to use ChatGPT's API in India. And we have developed very special education related products using generative AI. In my case, I have written about 5 books about generative AI application in engineering. That is there on Amazon.com, and most of the prompt engineering techniques what we are speaking to you, and these are all coming from our own development. So these are the background in which we are going to speak about AI. And now let us start our presentation. Just a minute, my slides. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
You know that today was the Oscar Award Day, but that is not the reason I am putting 20th Century Fox banner here. Outcome-based education is equally big, or in my opinion, with my industry experience and speaking with so many people around the world, one thing I can tell you that outcome-based education might be one last chance for our country to become economically independent and to become a superpower. I will tell you the reason. This might be a last chance, and outcome-based education is not a fad. and it is not something we have to make some record and submit to somebody. Why outcome-based education is necessary and why we should take it very seriously. That is what I am going to speak here. See, this is a newspaper cutting. I took a photograph about 1 month ago. This, what are we seeing here? We are seeing some electronic products here in front of electronic products here. That is, one is a Samsung cell phone. There's a OnePlus cell phone. There's a MacBook. There is 1.5 ton AC. Other one is a computer monitor. Then there is a buds. Then there are iPad. Then there are refrigerators. What is this? All these things are conceived and developed by somebody. We are the consumer. We are the consumer. We have not conceived this. We have not developed this. We are just assemblers here in India. This is what we need to understand. Now, let us see another screenshot. This is from ndtv.com. I took a screenshot. It is the latest technology thing. I am not finding anything conceived or developed by us, means Indians. All are conceived and developed by somebody else. We are only a consumer sitting here spending money. Now, this is another thing. You see this. I took this screenshot from Reddit. India Tech, Apple iOS 17 versus Samsung One UI 6 versus Xiaomi Super Hyper OS. Who did it better? India Tech is asking which operating system is better. Now, let us think. We are proud of being an IT powerhouse in the world. Means people who started doing coding, their hair is white like mine. Means more than 40 years or 42 years we have been coding. Means we have got almost about a half century. We have got experience in computer software. But how we developed any computer operating system? Whether we developed any computer software which has got a worldwide impact, whether do we have any Android app or iOS app of our own, it is not there. It is not there. This is what the eye-opening thing here. Now, people may ask, why should we invent? Why can't we? Why it is necessary to invent? I will tell you. Ours is a country. We have got a 20% population of the world, and we have got some of the best natural resources here. We have got human resources. We have got natural resources, and at the same time, we are not the people who are developing this. And what is the benefit of being a conceiver and developer? Let me tell you. See. You know that you take an example of Apple iPhone 15 Pro. Go to amazon.in and see what is the price of that. You will see it is about 1.72 lakhs. Now, please listen this. Last month, one material science laboratory in America, this you can search and find out from internet. A material science laboratory from America, they purchased one Apple iPhone 15 Pro and pulverized it, made it like a atta, a powder, and they took it for material analysis. Means how much material is made, means Apple iPhone, that phone is made of what type of material, how much, means how much copper, how much aluminum, how much molybdenum, how much silver, anything. You know what? Ultimately, they calculated it. The total material cost is $1.5. That is about 95 rupees. That is what we need to understand. 95 rupees worth of material is becoming 1.72 lakh rupees worth of an iPhone, and we are standing queue and we are taking bank loan. Earlier days, I have seen only EMI people are paying for the home. Now people are taking loan and paying EMI for buying an iPhone. This is the situation. We need to understand this. We are craving for the products of other countries, but other country people are not craving for our thing. They are not craving. because whatever the biggest export what we have, these are all low skill. Whatever import what we are making, these are all finished products. This is the place in which we have to start realizing the value of outcome-based education. Outcome-based education, because all along we never put a target on the education. We never put a requirement that a person who is completing BTech electronics and telecommunication should be able to do these things. We kept it as it is. Whatever it comes, it was okay. That is the reason we came to this particular situation. Anyone who knows economics, they know that how the currency value is calculated. If the value of import is more, if our value of export is less, then our currency is going to nose dive down. That is the reason in 1947, Indian rupee and dollar conversion was 4.5 rupees for $1. Now we are standing at 84. And most of the currencies in the world, they may go down, but they will come back. That is why it is called fluctuation. In India's currency, there is no fluctuation. It's already always it is going down. It is the reason that we need outcome-based education, unless we are going to fall into difficulty. And please understand, when the conversion rates are not in favor of us, when Indian rupee becoming cheaper and cheaper, who are the sufferers? Who are the sufferers? In the morning, I went and filled petrol in my car. I felt so sad. Means you pay about 1,000 rupees. Now you are getting only some 9-liter petrol with that 1,000. But that was not the situation long time back. And when the petrol prices is high, everywhere for everything, prices are going up. If you see that oil price didn't change in the same way what it has gone here. I will tell you, when I started my career, I had a bike, and for 1 liter petrol, I used to pay 10 rupees that one. 10 rupees. Now it has become 11 times now, 11 times. So this is the price we are paying, poor people are paying, and therefore, and what is the other reason why Indian currency is not going back? The reason is only one thing. If our currency value is high, there is nobody is there to take our product which is of low skill and low value. That is the reason. Therefore, if I tell a corollary, I will tell you that we are actually paying the price for our low skills. Now, let me go ahead. I will take you to one screen here. This is on Wikipedia. This is on Wikipedia. It is a list of inventors. You go there and see here. There are over 1,300 inventors' names are there. You just country-wise go there and see. Go there and see how many Indians are there in that list. How many Indians are there? You will see only 4 or 5. That too, you go there and see. After 1947, almost nobody. This list involves Shushruta, who invented surgery. His name is there in this. Now, please understand where are we standing now? Whether this is enough. With this type of a thing, are we going to become a superpower in 2047? There is something very much required in this. Now, let me go ahead because I am taking too much time for that. Now, let me tell you an interesting thing. Here, many people say that we are manufacturing smartphone here. But you know what? Whatever government is putting the best effort, I am not criticizing government policy, because in the current situation, this is the only thing our government can do. But what we are missing, I will tell you. See, what we are missing, I will tell you. for the last 10 years or something, Apple is making iPhones here in India. Now this is the 6th iPhone they are making here in India. But did we learn anything? Did we learn to make another iPhone here in India? No. Similarly, there are many products with the India government's subsidies scheme they are making here. But did we learn how to do that? No. Now I will tell you the same thing. You just take this one, OnePlus. You just take Huawei. You just take you just take Asus. Take Acer. Do you know all these companies from China and Taiwan? They were assemblers for some companies of Europe and America. Do you know how they progress? Well, in the beginning, they were just assemblers. After 3 years, they went back to the origin, to the brand owner and told that now these modules we will design and we will make. They said okay. Later they said that we will design the entire phone and we will make and give to you. In this way, they progress the skill. But here in India, that type of a skill progression is not happening. And I will tell you this. What is the main difference between somebody doing assembling and somebody conceiving and developing? Conceiving and developing, where is that skill gap coming? For example, let me tell you, as a product development person, I will tell you, for developing one smartphone, there are over 6 lakh decision points. Means when you are traveling, there's a Y junction. You have to take a decision to turn left or right. In this way, there are about 6 lakh decision points when you are designing and developing a smartphone. Means in 6 lakh locations, your skills are getting tested. You are made to take a decision, and when you take a decision there, you are going to take the responsibility of the consequences. That is the reason when you are developing something of your own and you take the risk and you have to face the consequences. You learn there. You develop skill there. That is the place we are missing when we are seeing like that. Because some of my friends, they are working with all these multinational companies. They all tell me even the screen printing fixture is coming from abroad. And here they are only making use of the muscle of our youth, not brain of our youth. That is the reason. That is the reason we need outcome-based education. That is the need of the hour. So let me tell you just a simplification, because I know that the faculty members from various disciplines are here. I will elaborate a little bit here. See, I made a calculation for making dosa in my kitchen. There are 44 steps. And because we are born and brought up as a dosa eaters, we are very familiar with this. But you call a Korean, call a Japanese, call a Taiwanese, and tell him to make dosa from the beginning, you will see that how he will take a decision in each step of this. And if he makes a mistake at one place, how to compensate with something else at some other stage. These are all the important things when you are getting involved exactly into a particular work. We call it experiential learning. We call it a project-based learning or problem-based learning. But these are all not in the book. It has to be actually in our life. Now let me go ahead here. This is a very important survey. See, in India, Bloom's taxonomy is used only as a system for setting question paper. But for your information, I have traveled to about 22 countries. Almost everywhere, Bloom's taxonomy is considered as a level of attainment. That means if a person who is in the 6th level, that person in that particular domain or in his specialization, he has got the ability to create something. He has got the ability to generate something, design something, or produce something. Similarly, if a person who is in the apply level, that is a level of attainment, means that cognitive rigor, that person reached that particular level. So we need to see from that point of view. This is based on an all India ethnographic survey conducted involving about 37,000 stakeholders. Means we have personally visited about 258 institutes of higher learning and higher and technical education, universities, autonomous institutions. Let me tell you here, the bottommost, that is Bloom's remember stage, 94% of our graduates are confused graduates. These are confused graduates in the sense, I will tell you some classic example here, confused graduates. What? Confused graduates. Do you know why? For a BTech mechanical engineering, after studying about 50, studying and passing, writing examination and passing about 56 papers, he is not interested even in one subject. And he doesn't know what he can do. He doesn't have self-esteem. He goes back to his house and he is going to fight with his parents by saying that his friends are going to Australia, Germany, New Zealand, UK, America for higher studies. For what he is going for higher studies? Whether he is passionate about any subject and whether he is interested to increase his knowledge in any subject? No. His only objective is he wants to extend his student tag, that's all. That is what his requirement. So 94% of these confused graduates across India, they are pain on parents. They are just a burden on the society. They do not know what they know. That is the condition. Now let me go to one step ahead. They are the Bloom's comprehension level. They are 3.7% of our Indian graduates. They are in this, they are comprehension. You know what? What is this comprehension? They understood some, they can actually explain in their own mother tongue or in some other way. Means they can paraphrase. You know, these 3.7%, who are the recruiters? Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, all these people, they take these students. This passed out because they need only these. This Infosys, Wipro and all, they are very notorious because they continued with the Lord Macaulay's system here. They are dealing with information technology for 40 years, but they never invented another language, another software, another. They only like workshops. They only used our students, our youngsters body for development. They only did it for development. And did they develop a Java? Did they develop a Python? Did they develop another algorithm? Nothing. They didn't do anything. So they select these people and they keep them in this way. They keep them in this way. All innovation Infosys is saying it is only to improve the project management, that is reduce number of resources and increase the profit. That is what happened here. And when it is required, when it was opportunistic, they started their development center there in Indianapolis or in USA and wherever it is possible. Grow from here, made money from here, and when the situation comes, invest in some other place. This is what the situation of 3.7%. Now, 1.5% graduates are practical graduates. They are the people apply level. I will tell you, these are the best engineers you can get in India. This 1.5%. Just imagine, out of 200 students in engineering, we are getting only about 2 people. They are into the apply level. This is a tragedy of the country. This is not the thing. Bharat Mata deserves better. We deserve better. That is the reason we need outcome-based education. Now, let me take you to the another one, because these are all minuscule. We combined it. That is analysis, evaluation, and creation. This combined together, we have got only 0.8%. 0.8%. That means among 100 students in a particular domain, we have got 1% who is coming to that particular higher order thinking level. This is also too bad for our country. The reason I will tell you, this is actually contradicting. You go to Wikipedia once again. There is a page called Gifted People. Gifted people page says that in every demography, there are gifted people 1.5 percentage. 1.5 percentage gifted people. These gifted people, we are chasing away. We are chasing away. This is what we need to see about career development, which should happen at least from high school or at least from 11th and 12th, so that we will at least keep those gifted people in the same place where they are gifted, where they have got that talent. This also we are actually chasing them away. Now let me go to the next. What is the effect of this on our graduate attributes? See, what is graduate attributes? What is program outcome? We need to understand this. With the changing environment of artificial intelligence and automation, even Bill Gates said that whatever we are studying in the college now, 90% of it are not going to be used at all. But we are pressurizing, we are studying, we are writing examination, we are evaluating, we are making mark list, etc., etc. But it is of no use. Then what students can carry forward? What is the reward they are going to get by spending 4 years here? This is what graduate attributes. If a student is not getting gaining or imbibing graduate attribute from their education, then we have to say like that, we are stealing away his golden years and we are not giving anything in return, or they are not gaining anything in return. So this is what graduate attributes. This is the mapping of graduate attributes of UGC and AICTE. One thing, this mapping is done between graduate attribute and a corresponding Bloom's learning objective. When we are doing this mapping, we realize that maximum only 1.5% of our students are actually gaining the graduate attributes. This we need to see from the OBE point of view. That is, yesterday, Dr. Thomas Verghese was speaking in detail. We start here only from program outcome, but before that, there is one thing called exit outcome. Exit outcome means what should be the outcome? What are the attributes which a passing out student should have? This is what we should be looking. If that student is not getting that exit outcome, that we are cheating him or he is getting cheated. I am not telling who is responsible, but I want to tell that the system is responsible. Means the system is not putting checks and balances. System is not putting the required things at the required place. So now let us go ahead. And at this point, let me tell you one very interesting thing. I have seen many universities and many autonomous institutions. They claim we are following the syllabus of some XYZ foreign university. They have got affiliation with that university. We can send people there and they will come here. You know what? Then why these universities are not giving the same result as those universities? Why the foreign university syllabi don't produce the same result in India? This is what I am going to speak here. And what is to be done for that? I am not sitting here and speaking only the complaining. I am a person, I will come with a solution. So please wait, I am going to come with a solution for this. Now the question is, why foreign university syllabi don't produce the same result in India? You know, one funny thing about our system is everything we take according to our convenience or half. Now, let me tell you here, we all know that the history of 1956, Dr. Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy. My colleague, Dr. Sunil Job, he explained it very effectively to you on the first and second day of the program. And when it is coming to 2001, some of the living members of that committee, like Anderson, Crothwell, etc., they modified Bloom's taxonomy. I hear many people taking class and speaking, and they say like that. What was the thing they changed? They changed it like this. Knowledge become remember, and the synthesis become create. That is the thing. But that is not. There was a very big revolutionary thing happened in that modified Bloom's taxonomy. It is because the knowledge is not proper there in that place, because knowledge has got several levels. Knowledge has got several levels. Therefore, what they did, they put 4 different types of knowledge. So this is what I wanted to show you here. Here in the vertical axis, there is Bloom's taxonomy. On horizontal axis, there are levels of knowledge. There are factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedure knowledge, and metacognitive knowledge. Unless we know this, we do not understand the pulse of Bloom's taxonomy. Unless we get that pulse, we are not going to use it for the benefit of our students, because we are going little fast. I am going to take this, I am going to explain this thing a little fast, and meanwhile I wanted to tell all participants, I know that I am going little fast, but anyone has got any clarification, you can always call me. I will tell you my WhatsApp number. Please note it down: 967 367 0033. I repeat, 967 367 0033. You can call me. Okay, now let me start from here. See, remember factual is recite. Remember conceptual, it is recognize. Remember procedural, recall. Remember metacognitive, identify. Conceptual, factual, summarize. Conceptual, comprehend, factual, summarize. Comprehend, conceptual, classify. Comprehend, procedural, demonstrate. Comprehend, metacognitive, understand. This is the point we need to understand. What is metacognition? Metacognition is our thinking about our own thinking. So metacognition is very much linked to our own understanding, our own thinking about ourselves. Therefore, unless we go to comprehend metacognitive, we are not understanding anything. Till that time, we are all in the lower level of knowledge. Similarly, apply factual, employ. Apply factual, employ. We need to understand employ. And apply conceptual. Provide. Apply procedural, carry out. Apply metacognitive, use. See, when I say I use something, I should understand my requirement. I should understand the functionality of that. Therefore, apply metacognitive is use. And now analyze factual, deconstruct. Analyze conceptual, investigate. Analyze procedural, discover. Analyze procedural, discover. Please understand this. Discover. It is not invention. When Columbus discovered America, means America was already there. Therefore, analyze procedure. It was only Columbus followed a procedure. So it is a discover. Analyze metacognitive, separate. Evaluate factual, critique. Evaluate conceptual, modify. Evaluate procedural, judge. Evaluate metacognitive, decide. Now create factual, produce. See, When we say like that, we produced here, when we produced the Apple iPhone here, we are only saying create factual. All these factual things are already given by somebody and we are assembling it. That is what production. Create conceptual, generate. Now you understood where is the generative AI, why it is called generate. ChatGPT, Gemini, everything is lying here. That is create conceptual. Then create procedural, it is design. Create metacognitive is create. So please see this. This is the differentiation. Create metacognitive is create. So now now you please notice I made some color difference here. I made some color difference here. I am going to speak about this thing later here. Now let me come to this. I am going to come to the solution. You are seeing some of the highlighted verbs here. These are all Bloom's verbs. Bloom's verbs. Now let me show you this. How to. It is our country's requirement. See, when I was in US, one of the professors in my university, he told me that it is not that in America, Japan, or China, or Russia, or the France, they are not all creative people. They are all maximum 8 to 10% of the people are in higher order thinking. 8 to 10%. That is enough for a country. It is not that everyone, for that purpose, he was telling me 94% of is too high. This should be somewhere around 40-45%. We cannot afford to have more than 40-45% in Bloom's remember level. We need some 20 to 25 people percentage in comprehension. Minimum another 20% in the apply level and 10% there in the higher order thinking. You take from Swami Vivekananda to Jesus Christ to Socrates to whatever is written in Upanishad, Vedas, or Confucius, everywhere. You take any quotation of education, deconstruct it. Deconstruct that quotation on education. One underlying thread you will see there. You know what? Everybody is speaking about raising the cognitive rigor of the student. Raising the cognitive rigor. On Bloom's taxonomy, it is like taking the students from lower level to higher level. This is what meant by education. By taking students from lower level of the Bloom's taxonomy and helping them to climb one by one to reach the top level of Bloom's taxonomy. That is what every thinker, every concept of education, everybody is telling us to take it. And Bloom's taxonomy is a realistic representation here in front of us. Now, let me tell you what are all the things we need to do to raise students through this. This first thing, let me tell you how to take students from remember level to comprehension level. What is required is language for comprehension, or in a literacy, in a more distinct way, I will tell you what is required is cultivate literacy or constructing insight. Means we need to build literacy in students so that they will construct inside their own insights. That is what required in the beginning. But in India, what is happening? From the very beginning, from the school age, father and mother will tell the student, don't look at language, you study science. And you study science. And there is no need to learn language. Now a situation has come. Science is actually almost, it is flat. What is necessary? What is necessary is we must focus more on developing insight or constructing insight. That is the important point here. If a student cannot cultivate literacy to construct insights, that person is going to remain on the remembering stage. And then from remember to apply, what is the requirement? Let me click here. for anyone to raise from the comprehension level to the apply level, they need critical and creative thinking. And you know what? Critical and creative thinking is something. It is there on every educational philosophy. It is there in NAC. It is there in any new education policy 2020. It is there everywhere. But you please go and see all Indian syllabuses. Nowhere it is taught. Critical and creative thinking is not taught anywhere. I am a person, I go around India and I teach research methodology to research scholars, research methodology through artificial intelligence. Whenever I go to various universities and institutions, I ask for the research methodology syllabus. I look for where is the critical thinking. It is not there. For research, critical thinking is the most important thing, because research is research. It's an investigation. How are we going to investigate if we cannot perform critical thinking? So critical and creative thinking, that is the important thing. If anyone has to raise themselves from that comprehension level to apply level. Now let us see what is next. For gaining higher order thinking, the most important thing is idea exposure and worldview, or enhancing idea exposure and broadening the worldview. If we do not do this, we are not going to do anything. Let me tell you a classic example. There are over 3,000 institutions in India. They are giving a course called MCA, Master in Computer Application. But you know what? They have not developed one computer application which has got a standing in the world. There is a first year subject called, there is a subject called operating system design. That means every year more than 3 to 4 lakh people completing this MCA and coming out. They have not, for the last some 20 years, they have not developed one operating system. Why? The reason is, if we learn a theory, unless we have got a life experience, we are not going to find an application. We cannot find an application unless we know some use cases. For that, we should not see, we have to notice, we have to observe other people. We should know how to read emotion. For example, I am a mechanical engineer, I am a car designer, I am a product designer. First thing I see like this, how to blend mechanical engineering with emotion. When you are seeing a car, when you are seeing another car, you are falling in love with what? It is because of the shape of the car. If you really like the shape of the car, you will even compromise on the engine capacity. Even you will compromise on the price. You will take loan and pay additional money. But same time, we need to understand, unless we have idea exposure and worldview, we are not going to find any application for whatever theory we learn. Pythagoras theorem will remain as Pythagoras theorem as a triangle. The Pythagoras theorem will remain as a Pythagoras theorem. We will never find an application of Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, it is very important that idea exposure and worldview. Let me tell you another important point. You know that co-founder of Apple Computers, Steve Jobs, he is considered as the most creative CEO the world has ever seen. Now let me tell you, what is the definition of creativity of this most creative person? Please listen. He says creativity is nothing but rearranging what we already know, because there is nothing called thinking outside the box. We can only do rearranging what is there inside the box. We can only rearrange whatever is inside the box. We cannot do anything outside the box, because outside the box is imaginary. That is not in our control. Therefore, whoever is reading more books, whoever has met more people, whoever has gone through various life experiences, whoever has read more books, whoever has got good friends, whoever has noticed other people's doing, these are all the people. They have got dots in their brain. They can connect those dots and they can rearrange those dots. Then they become creative. That is what ultimately creativity. That is the reason we are not designing anything. That is the reason we are not making anything which other countries crave for. That is the reason our Indian currency is falling again and again. That is the reason nobody is telling that when Indian currency will go back to 50 or 40 or 30. They are all speaking, all economists, they are speaking that by 2025, Indian rupee will reach 100. That is what that is what people are saying. I am a person. I believe our currency value is our value. Our currency value is our value. It is the value of each Indian. So therefore, it is very important to stress on outcome-based education. It is very important to stress on what we can do. For that purpose, we need to create students, passed out graduates. They are with a higher cognitive rigor. Now let me go to the next stage. See, I am living in this educational system and I have been observing many things. Some of the things I wanted to tell you that the person who decided that PhD is the requirement for teaching in higher education institutions, he has done more damage to India than Pakistan, China, and Maoist. Instead, we should have been stressing that the people with the knowledge, with the extra reading, ability to market a domain, ability to engage and inspire students, those should have been the real reason. But same time, I have seen that 70% of the PhD holders, they come to the system and they become something like that, but still 30% are not like that. Another reason is, even we are while stressing the research and while stressing the publication, one thing we forget is pedagogical excellence. Means there are professors, there are principals, they have not read education theories. It is like we are taking a person with a master's degree in automobile engineering and telling him to drive a bus from Pune to Bangalore. Even though he knows automobile engineering, but in the case of driving, the skills are very different. The same thing happening here. That is what this is the point again and again stressed by William Spady. He is the founder of, or he is the father of outcome-based education. He was a Russian migrated to India. I am here in front of you. Another Russian's photograph. He is Lev Vygotsky. He is a very, very handsome young man. You will get only this young photo because he died young. He died at the age of 38, but his learning theories are still alive. Right from Mexico to North Korea, you go to any country in the world, they all use his learning theory called social cognitive constructivism. In the social cognitive constructivism, What he says is like that, if you are teaching 60 students in a class, 60 students are going to construct their knowledge based on their social background, their prejudice about various things, their concept about various things. They are going to construct. Once we understand the social cognitive constructivism, we start understanding more about how to teach and how students are learning. This is the reason when I was talking about those 3 points, I was telling you that for any student to raise from remember level of Bloom's taxonomy to comprehend level of Bloom's taxonomy, what is required is cultivating literacy to construct insights. So if they have got literacy, they will have insight. Now, before I go into now I am keeping my time. I kept 1 hour for this. It is only 3 minutes left. Now let me speak about one very, very important thing. This is the secret of top universities in the world. Secrets of top universities. You know what? All these universities, they ask for IELTS, they ask for SAT, they ask for GMAT. What is this? I ask many people, what is IELTS exam? They said English test. No. IELTS examination is a test on Bloom's taxonomy. It's a test on Bloom's taxonomy. So therefore, all these universities, they are making sure that they are getting students with cognitive rigor. They don't want some remember level or comprehension level examination. They are not interested to see our GATE examination. That is the reason even after high percentage of GATE score, students are of no use because they are actually going through an examination of lower level of cognitive rigor. If the GATE examination is conducted on program outcome, or let AICT conduct GATE examination on graduate attributes, you will see India is progressing in a different level, but they are not doing. They don't do. They want it in this way. Therefore, let me come back to this. In the case of IELTS examination, actually what is happening? In the case of reading, you are supposed to read and you have to write. It is not that simple. They are not saying like that New Delhi is the capital of India is written there and the question is which city is capital of India. No, you have to infer, then you have to write. There is no direct question there. Same thing with the IELTS listening. And when it is coming to writing, they are giving a topic. The student is supposed to create content there on the spot. And in the case of speaking, it is very important that they have to create content and they have to produce it on the spot. With this, they are getting students of high cognitive rigor. Now, I am repeating this. What is required is language for comprehension or literacy for insight, critical and creative thinking, and idea exposure and worldview. Without these three, no student is going to reach anywhere near graduate attributes. Means program outcomes will remain fabricated. It is no, we need to understand this. Many places in the world, especially South Africa, outcome-based education failed. Failed because they tried to make data without improving the quality. Okay, with this, I am concluding my pedagogical excellence. Now let me see, anyone has got any clarification on this, please ask. I will, if I know, I will answer.
If any of you have any questions, Dr. Suresh Ambari, you can post it in the chat and we will take it.
Any questions?
No, there's no question, sir. I think we can proceed. One question, how to analyze the student's cognitive level?
Okay, there's a question from Dr. Rohit. Sir, it was very useful. Please share the presentation. See, most of the thing of this presentation, it is there on LMS. So my request is that please look for LMS and for student understanding, explaining the concept in the regional language is not correct. See, we can explain in regional language, but I will tell you the danger of this. Many years ago, okay, I will come back in this way. I have heard many people asking, Russians study in Russian, Koreans study in Korean, Korean study in Korean, Chinese study in Chinese, Japanese study in Japanese, and Spanish study in Spanish, French study in French. Why can't Indian study? I will tell you an example. Some years ago, I was in Osaka City, Japan. I went to the biggest bookstore there called Books Kinokuniya. It was a 9-storied building full of books. I went from one level to another level. I went up to the top. I could not see English books, all Japanese books. Then I asked a madam who was sitting there, where are English books? She told me that you go to 4th floor, there you will see. I went to 4th floor. I searched everywhere. I could not see. I asked again, where are English books? They told that it is in that shelf. When I went there, near to the door to the toilet, there is one shelf full of English books. Only one shelf in that 9-storied building. We need to understand this. Any English book or any French or Spanish book or Chinese book publishing anywhere in the world, within 1 week they get a genuine translation. Genuine translation, when I say, it is not AI translation. It is not AI translation where 70% are correct and 30% you guess. That is not the type of the translation. Genuine translation they get. They have such a wherewithal. Unless we develop insight, see, the time has gone. We cannot live with the bottom 3 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Whichever subject we are involving in, whichever subject we are studying, in whichever domain we are developing expertise, we have to think only about higher order thinking. For that higher order thinking, we must develop insight. We must go to such a level of books, such a level of papers. If that type of a thing not available in Malayalam, not available in Tamil, not available in Kannada, then if we are making a good student to learn only this Malayalam, Kannada and Telugu, then we are actually putting that student's life in danger. If we have to explain things and make that student to learn in our own language First, we have to develop whatever Japanese developed at that time. I had the same experience there in France. I was staying in a place called Lille. It was in the Belgian border of France. Even in that place, I went to a bookshop. It was a six-storied bookshop. I had the same experience. English books were only in one shelf. The rest of the things were French. I lived in Barcelona. It is the same situation there. So I lived in Shenzhen, China. Same situation there. There, those places, one can become an expert, one can become an inventor, one can become the best theoretician and publisher without even knowing English, because they have such a background of the repository built there. Means they can understand things in, they can develop insight in that way. So with that, I am answering that question. Can you suggest any pedagogical technique? Okay, it is a Palli or Krishna Prasad sir. I will explain to that. I am going to come to that one now. Now, how to analyze the students' cognitive level? Smita madam, please call me, because if I start explaining that one, I am going to take another 10 minutes. So, it is not like that. I don't want to speak, but you have my number. Please call me. And Balram sir, may I know the evaluation technique for faculty? Actually, it is beyond this particular thing. This you can search on internet and found. And there is a Narayanan Nambudiri sir. Everything is okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, presentation is clear. Okay, okay. This is Koil Malik. How techno-pedagogy will impact future teaching learning process. May you kindly shed some light? Yes, I am going to speak about this later. Okay, now I am going to finish this. Let me close this particular slide. Let me open another one. Now let me go to another one. Kindly confirm whether you can, or my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Okay. See, dear participants, just imagine the way you learned ABCD decades ago. Now I am going to tell you about another ABCD, that is prompting. Prompting is the literacy of the future. Generative AI is completely depending on prompting. How much you can convey to a LLM, that is large language model, all depends upon how nicely or how effectively you can prompt. Whether it is a video generation, whether it's a PPT generation, whether it's an audio generation, whether it is an audio generation, whether it's a picture generation, all depends upon your ability to prompt. And this is going to remain. Let me tell you an example. About 25 years ago, they started Google. Google was every year, Google publishes two things, one PDF and a video. Google tells us, or Google is trying to tell us how to search Google. But I have never seen one person who read that PDF or who watched that video. That is the reason. I am not telling joke. Even there are people They called me from far away place and tell that some intricate thing. Please search this and give me. They have Google there, but they are telling me to search and give. What is the difference? And this is the reason many people, they do not get the good result from Google. With the same thing, where now I get frustrated by seeing that many people, they use the same technology here on ChatGPT. They put some keywords on ChatGPT and they expect ChatGPT to give very good responses. They forget that Google gives the search results. ChatGPT gives the answer. I repeat, Google gives the search results, ChatGPT gives the answer. So if we have to get the answer, we have to ask the right question. Now with this, let me start my prompt engineering. See, I will tell you, I am going to dedicate only 20 minutes here. This normally I take a half day session for faculty members. Half day or more, about 4.5 hours. I take, including hands-on experience, hands-on. Therefore, here I am getting this much time only to show you, but you will understand the existence of this. You will understand the importance of this. You will understand certain ways which you can really use it in your own work and your own life. See, this is an experience everyone has got. This is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. Or in the main thing, I would say that quality of the questions decides the quality of the answers. That means onus of getting a good answer is on the questioner. Who is asking question? He should frame the question in such a way that he will get a good answer. Similarly, one more thing, the skill and ability to question the answers lead to new knowledge generation. See, whenever I go, I take a faculty development program or any program, I ask people, do you have any question? I know certain people, they get up and they ask question, but I admire people with their second question. I admire always people with their second question because I expect them to question my answers. This is what the real thing which is required for ChatGPT. For ChatGPT, when you are doing something, you are doing boxing with ChatGPT. You are not going to agree to whatever ChatGPT is giving to you. You are questioning back. You are going to box and you are going to defeat ChatGPT. If you don't do that, you are not going to get good results from ChatGPT. You have to smash ChatGPT. You have to take juice out of ChatGPT. If you don't do that like that, ChatGPT is of no use to you. And another secret I will tell you, ChatGPT has got a special property called priming. Means if you have got a username password with your interaction, ChatGPT is judging you. If you are agreeing to all those answers, ChatGPT is telling, yes sir, yes sir, yes madam, yes madam. ChatGPT will create an impression that you are an idiot. Any answer will suffice. Anything he will agree. Anything she will agree. That is the type of the thing. Most people when go into and they blame ChatGPT. That is what the place in which prompting is coming in. How to fight with the ChatGPT and how to extract the maximum beneficial thing from ChatGPT. This is what I am going to show you here. I might have to go a little bit because I am stressing certain points which you should not miss. See, I am not speaking religion here, but you know what? It is beyond. There is India. So, there are 108 Upanishads and there are hierarchy for this. And the fourth Upanishad is Prashnopanishad. Upanishad is telling you to be a questioner. Ask a question. Learn to ask a question. It's a very, very interesting thing. If you cannot read Prashnopanishad, at least go to Wikipedia and read the page of that Prashnopanishad. It will actually give a transformatory thing for you. It says, but then what happened? We forgot. In our syllabus, it is not there. Whenever I see a vice chancellor, when I see a reputed educationist, I always tell them, if you have got 100 marks question paper, ask 75 marks for answering the question. Put 25 marks for questioning the answers. Then you will see how where India is going to grow. Because asking the right question, that is what we need to teach our students. And this is about, actually I am rushing a little. Second is Vada, that is theory of practice. At this point, I wanted to tell you one very, 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 very important thing. What was the success of ancient Indian educational system? What is that success? People say like that it is sloga, it is gurukul, it is religion. Nothing. It is not. You know what is the secret of our ancient Indian education system? The secret was it was made to make human human. It was really made to make human human. At this place, one will ask, what is human? What is the difference between animal and human? There is a lot of research in this, but one thing very concise and very interesting, it is there in Encyclopedia Britannica. It says the difference between animal and human beings are two things. One is abstract reasoning, that is ability for abstract reasoning. Second is articulated speaking. These are the two things differentiating animals and human beings. And now you understand Vada. Vada means debate. When you are in debate, you are in the zenith of your concentration. You are in the zenith of your cognitive rigor. When you are in the zenith of your thinking, because with that, you will actually making human human. You are really making the human beings to the utmost level. That is what the key thing. Vada means you are able to understand things fast and formulate a question quickly. These are the skills required for prompt engineering. These are the skills that is becoming human, have this ability for abstract reasoning and ability for articulated speaking. These are the skills actually required for becoming a good prompting person or to get a good result from ChatGPT or Gemini. If we are not doing this, if you are not taking juice out of ChatGPT, there is no meaning to complain that this is what I got from ChatGPT. Now, I do not have many things. Now, I am going to show the importance of prompting, and I will show you at least 4 to 5 important prompting techniques so that from now onwards, your use of ChatGPT will be better. First, let me tell you what is a prompt. Prompt is just nothing. We are actually prodding someone to a reluctant person to do something. Suppose I am sitting like a lazy person here. Somebody is telling me, okay, get up and do. This is what the prompting is. At least that much only we need to know. There is no need to think about it. Overthinking is not necessary. Now, I am going to show you here a magic prompt formula. Please see this. This is what the important thing, magic prompt formula. That is, you must write context, task, instruction. These are the three. If necessary, you can write an example. I will tell you the details later. As I was telling you, in my faculty development program, I spend about 4.5 hours for this, but I am spending this only 20 minutes. So this is a magic prompt formula. Okay. See, Many people show me saying that this is what I got from ChatGPT. If possible, I like to give a slap to that person. The reason is this. There is nothing called this is what I got from ChatGPT. You can get the response in 1 million different ways from ChatGPT. All depends upon your prompting. There you know the sequence: input, process, output. In ChatGPT, you can control input. You can control process. You can tell ChatGPT in which way you want output. So you have in full control input, process, and output. Then how one can say that this is what I got from ChatGPT? ChatGPT, if you got a stupid result, that is the reflection of your own stupidity. Therefore, this is an input output prompting is like this. Here I am only going to speak about output. You can have formal versus informal tone as output. You can change the complexity of information in output. For example, I can tell that write in such a way that a 5-year-old student can understand. You can control the length of response. You can tell ChatGPT to summarize 7 habits of highly effective people to 2 sentences and give to you. It will give. Genre specific prompt, emotion or sentiment. You can even tell. You explain Pythagoras theorem in a way a boyfriend is telling to girlfriend on a Valentine's Day. It will write and give like that. Factual versus concrete output. Bullet, tabular format or output. JSON output. Whichever way you want, you will get it. Only thing you have to tell. Now, I am going to tell one very, very important thing. From this moment, when you are using ChatGPT, you have to follow this. ChatGPT has got a special thing. You can give a persona. You can tell ChatGPT, you are a police. Then from that moment, ChatGPT will believe, I am a police. You tell ChatGPT, you are a chore, you are a thief. From that moment, ChatGPT will think that I am a chore I am a thief, and it will start giving you response like a chore or a thief. Therefore, next time when you are giving a prompt to ChatGPT, you have to write like this: act as a police inspector. Then you write whatever I said earlier. Act as a thief, or you can say act as a politician, or you can write like this: act as a scientist, act as a HOD of mechanical engineering department. Then you write. It will start responding in that way. From next time, don't start anything on ChatGPT or Gemini without giving a persona to that. I shown you many examples, but now because of the time, now this is another important thing. Please don't forget this. Please let us think step by step prompt or chain of thought prompt. Let us think step by step. I will tell you this. See, you have a tough subject. You have got a standard foreign book. There are 2-3 paragraphs you don't understand. There is a one particular derivation you don't understand. There are some of the questions in the backside of the chapter. For that answer is not given. Even you are not getting the logical flow of that. You don't get. Everything can be solved with one line. Let us think step by step. You just take that chunk of text you don't understand, put it on ChatGPT, and in the end you write, let us think step by step. Step by step, ChatGPT will explain to you that. You give the complex GMAT problem there and tell, let us think step by step. ChatGPT will deconstruct it step by step and explain to you. So if you want to solve a problem, if you want to understand something ununderstandable, very difficult thing, just to put this, let us think step by step, you will get it. This also I would have shown you many examples, but here. Now I am going to take you another one. it is a 0, 1 or few short prompt. This is very, very important. This is very, very important because you you give a problem to ChatGPT, then you write an example of a similar answer. ChatGPT will take that as a hint. ChatGPT will start doing it in the same way. See, I have 26 different type of prompts. Many of these things collected and some of these things are we invented. Those things are, will not be able to show you here, but many of these things are there in LMS. You can use LMS. This is interaction prompts. Interaction prompts, I will tell you that ChatGPT, many people think they can use only as a unidirectional, but ChatGPT is a very interactive tool. I will show you I will tell you an example. For example, most of you would have gone through the the chemistry lab experience where you must identify a salt. You just go and write to ChatGPT. For that purpose, ChatGPT can guide you through the salt analysis. You do a another lab experiment of engineering or anatomy or anything. You can, with the prompting, ChatGPT will guide a student to the into the logical conclusion. You can have a debate with the ChatGPT. You can even tell ChatGPT to work as a moderator. You can tell ChatGPT to make an interactive quiz. You can tell ChatGPT to to do the brainstorming. There are many interactive things ChatGPT can do. Now let us think about this prompt. Self-consistency. This is an interesting thing. Self-consistency prompt. Self-consistency prompt in the sense, suppose you have to make a speech in your teacher's meeting and your main thing you are going to talk, it is about OBE, outcome-based education guidance given by AICTE. Now, you can upload that AICTE document. You can tell ChatGPT to write a speech to you in line with the AICTE policies. Means you uploaded AICTE policies or opinion about OBE, then that PDF is uploaded. Then you can tell ChatGPT to write a speech to your teachers in line with those guidelines. It will create a new, fresh speech for you in line with the AICTE guideline. In the similar way, you can upload a question paper of your subject. You can tell ChatGPT to create a similar question paper. It will create. Okay, now I am limiting my talk on prompt engineering here due to obvious reasons, because it is already 8:30. Now I have only 30 minutes left here to go to the 100 ways to use ChatGPT for an exciting classroom. So let me conclude this here. But I am always available to the curious teacher. So therefore, if you have any clarification, any doubt, you have my number. But please, one thing, please don't ask anything for the fundamental question. I will ask on this question, what are the things you have already done? Because it will be a great thing for me to to meet a person who has done his work, who has done his work and got stuck and need a support. I am 100% available for such a support, but please don't ask me questions on Bloom's taxonomies, remember, or comprehension level. So anyone has got any question on the prompting side, we will clarify that, then we'll go ahead. Anyone has got any clarification on the prompting side? Okay.
If you have any questions to Dr.
There is a question from Seema Mendekar, madam. How we improve teaching learning by using OBE in pharmaceutical science? Ma'am, OBE is for common for all discipline. ChatGPT, Generative AI is common. So what we are speaking here, what we discuss, it is common for that. And after this, if you need any support, please call me, and then we can speak about this. See, there is a question from Pratyasha Agarwal, madam. If you could kindly explain prompting with an example. Madam, actually we are running out of time. I know that it is with a very good intention. I have two suggestions to you. Point number one, please refer to LMS. There are prompting example. And if you need anything, please call me, because when I am explaining this to you, I know I am taking the time of everybody else. So therefore, I am always ready to speak to you on this. Definitely we do that. So now let me conclude here. We are going to the next session. Next session, that is pedagogical excellence. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Can someone respond, please? My screen is visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. See, we are going to speak here about 100 ways to use ChatGPT for an exciting classroom. As I was telling you earlier, entire education system's attention got diverted by WhatsApp and Instagram and many similar things. Similar type of excitement we can create with the ChatGPT. Only thing is that now teachers need to be trained on prompting on ChatGPT and the possibilities based on the learning theories. In this 100 smart ways to use ChatGPT for an exciting classroom, we are blending all these. What are the things we are blending? We are blending generative AI. We are blending we are blending prompt engineering. We are blending learning theories. Means which are all the ways in which the learning theories are applied in education today, we are putting into this. Therefore, this is a gold mine. I have got only 25 minutes left for this, but I will explain. I will open these windows to you, because I normally take one day for this, but I will open these windows to you. I hope at some other time I will be able to explain these things to you. Let me go ahead here. See, I will take you through the main headings here. Main thing is, first we will have what is artificial intelligence. How intelligent is artificial intelligence? How artificial is artificial intelligence? What is generative AI? What is the difference between the traditional AI and generative AI? What will be an impact of generative AI? That is, what are all the impacts? What is ChatGPT? What skills do you need to make the best use of generative AI like ChatGPT? How to use ChatGPT? Keys to use ChatGPT. Prompts and prompt engineering. Major types of prompting. Skills needed for good prompting. 6 incorrect ways of prompting. Now I will show you using ChatGPT to prepare for class. There are various ways. Then using ChatGPT for providing instructional assistance. D. Using ChatGPT to help students practice critical thinking. Then, using ChatGPT to build creativity in the subject discipline. Using ChatGPT for creating assessments. This is very, very important. Various types of assessments, how to use ChatGPT. Using ChatGPT for creating study aids. Using ChatGPT to develop classroom activities. Using ChatGPT to help students face examinations. Now, various ways for students to use ChatGPT. Using ChatGPT for computer programming. See, here one important point I wanted to tell you, using ChatGPT for computer programming. See, for about 30-40 years, computer programming was a monopoly of those people. They studied computer engineering or some computer course and they were good in coding. There was a big iron curtain. People who can code, people who cannot code. Now with ChatGPT, it's a very good news for everyone. One can make software without coding, without knowing coding. A person who is teaching Malayalam or Telugu or Kannada literature is better to make best software program now because they will have the language. They know how to explain things. If we can explain exactly what we want, then ChatGPT is there to make the code out of that. That is, this is a very, very important. I request each one of you, you are not a non-coder. Please take this seriously. You can make magic. You can create wonders with the ChatGPT. That is what use ChatGPT for computer programming. Diverse use of ChatGPT in education. Now this is the last, but it is very important. How can smart teachers prevent misuse of ChatGPT in class assignments? Wherever I take this particular FDP, about half an hour spent only on this, how to prevent students using ChatGPT. But here so I will start this session from here because I'm not going to keep this for the last because this is an important information every teacher should know. There, ChatGPT is there out in the world. We cannot stop it. We cannot tell our students not to use it. We also need to understand students may know how to use ChatGPT better than us. So therefore, we need to take ChatGPT as a reality. Now, here we are telling some of the important points that how we can prevent, how teachers can raise the level, or how teachers can think strategically so that no one can cheat, or we can cheat the cheaters. This is a very good way. Now let me start this by telling an example. See, I did my MTech in design. Our final examination, design examination, it was for 2 days. That means question paper is given on the first day morning and the answer sheet is taken in the second day evening. We all know that in between there is a night. We are all going to hostel. We are all going to speak about that. We can even speak to some professionals. We can even refer to books. Then how that examination was conducted? It was as simple as this. The question paper was made it in such a way that if I was making mistake on the first full day, I cannot complete my project with the second one day, even if I get some advice in the night. This is the same principle we can apply here in ChatGPT assignments. I will tell you another example. Once I was there in Singapore Zoo. Singapore Zoo is very different because there are no fences, there are no grills. Everything is open. But how can they make everything open like this? No wild animal is feeling that they are inside a cage. How it is possible? Everything is done strategically. For example, if there is a poisonous snake, from that snake's place to outside, they have put very fine surface, inclined. So whatever the snake try, whatever great try the snakes make, it cannot come up because in a very natural way that polished slope is given. In the same way, in the lion is in some place which is below. They put they put the height in such a way that it is beyond lion's ability. Similarly, I am going to show you here 10 different we can use ChatGPT. We can take it for assignments. First, we have to. It is 120. That means we have got about 110 ways to use ChatGPT for creating an exciting classroom. This is 120. Now, first, let me tell you the secret. We need to understand the secret of large language model or ChatGPT. There are there are certain things which are not available to ChatGPT. What are all the 3 different things not available to ChatGPT? I will tell you. Point number 1, things are paid which are not available to ChatGPT. It has got a paywall. Means ChatGPT is not paying and subscribing anything for us. So therefore, it has got a paywall. You can take some information, something which your university college has got a subscription, or there are some books which is actually paid, which is not in the public domain. Ask a question from there. The ChatGPT cannot give a response from that. Point number 2 is the firewall. There are many things. For example, our Gmail, our WhatsApp, all these things are behind encrypted firewall. Similarly, there are many things behind the firewall. ChatGPT doesn't have any access to that. Third thing is called legal wall. Sorry. What is legal wall? 3 weeks ago, New York Times went to court, Supreme Court of America, saying like that, ChatGPT's crawlers, they visited our websites and they have taken information from our website and that is illegal. ChatGPT said that it is in public domain, so that our crawlers went and took that information for training our model. But New York Times said that it is in public domain, but it is on our site. If someone has to read that, they have to come to our site. Therefore, there are many lakhs of sites in the world that is protected by legal wall. ChatGPT doesn't have access to that. If you are taking from those things and putting a question, you can see like that. Our students are not going to get easy access to that. And we need to understand one thing. If it is easy to use ChatGPT, that is less effort. See, our students' approach is exactly like a water flowing. It will flow through the easy path. Therefore, if writing prompt and doing many things are the effort, and then students are not going to use ChatGPT for that. Then here, first thing is test your assignment on ChatGPT in advance. Whatever assignment you give, you put it on ChatGPT itself and show that you know from ChatGPT what you get. Second thing is that you can create incremental submission assignments. Don't tell students to give all part of this. You give incremental. When it is an incremental, students are not going to know what they are going to get next. It is by reverse design or incremental skill development. Third thing is you ask for require contextual contextual or recent references. You know, ChatGPT has got detail only up to 2022 January. So similarly, there are time limitation. Always you can ask for something which has recent reference. Then insist on 25% of assessments. Insist on 25% of assignments being infographics. Means it requires a higher level of insight to transform plain text into infographics or other appropriate graphics. Even you can tell them instead of this, let them make with hand sketches and give. Give weight to personal references. If it can be personalized, we can see like this Bloom's taxonomy's second domain, that is the most important domain, affective. We are not teaching them at all. Affective domain. Give way to personal preferences. You will see how the student is ingraining and putting into practice. Make multimedia references mandatory. You can always give, you need a YouTube reference, you need some other multimedia reference, a podcast reference, then it is going to be. Then assign multimedia projects. Then 8, ask for a draft version and an edited version of the assignment. You need both. So when you see the draft version, you can understand who has done that work. Then conduct in-class writing assignments. You know about that. Then 10, an oral assignment with the ChatGPT opened before you. These are all the ways in which 10 different ways you can actually prevent the misuse of ChatGPT. Now I am going back. To the first one. I am going to show you here with whatever time available. See, create a course description. You can prompt and you can tell ChatGPT to create a course. Create learning goals and outcomes as per various levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Create a lesson plan, teaching manual. Craft classroom activities, whatever be the subject, whichever be the course, whatever be the place, you can craft classroom activities. Everyone has got a problem with the icebreaker. Develop a list of ice-breaking questions and activities. Identify community building and volunteering activities. See, this is a very important thing. Many parents and teachers, they have got complaints, no, parents and students, they have got to complain that teachers are not giving relevant example. Now that complaint can go. Create an articulate relevant examples. Any subject you give, ChatGPT will give a relevant example. Ideas for starting your class. Craft personalized lecture notes. Please understand ChatGPT's one great power is it can personalize. It can give, if I am telling a little exaggeration, if there are 60 students in your class, you can, based on your personality, in second, ChatGPT can create your note in that 60 different ways they can understand. What should be written, drawn on your whiteboard? This is an interesting thing. If you can tell ChatGPT, today this is what I am going to take in the class. You can tell ChatGPT, you please tell me 3 things. What should I be speaking in the class? When I am speaking this, what I should be writing on the board? When I am writing on the board this, what should be the picture I should be showing there? Based on this class, what should be my note I will be giving to the student? Everything ChatGPT will make in seconds and give to you. Now create rubrics. Give any project, give any subject, give any problem-based learning. ChatGPT will create rubrics to you. That to high standard. You need to only put what is your expectation, and ChatGPT will create the rubrics for you. Now, this is a generation of presentation slide. I can say that this is the most misused ChatGPT operation. There are, out of some 30,000 AI tools there on internet, almost 3,000 are only for generating personalized slides. My humble request to all of you is that don't use them. Always use ChatGPT to create the content of your slides and use the PowerPoint slide and paste it there, because your slides shows your personality. In Pune, one of the faculty members was telling me she made one PowerPoint presentation like this, and it really matched with the 2 or 3 presentations made by her own students. Therefore, please don't do this. Use only ChatGPT to make a presentation, and it will give slide by slide what is to be written, what are all the images to be given. It will tell you. And then paste it on a good PowerPoint slide which is available to you. Then generate discussion questions, topics. Test your assignment prompts. Now create ChatGPT providing instructional assistance. Okay. In this way, there are over 110 ways we can use ChatGPT for exciting classroom, including role play, including brainstorming, including creating video, audio, including creating drama on any subject. We can do that. Now there are only 4 minutes left to me. Actually, I would like to speak to you for 2 more hours. Now there is only 1 hour, that is a day after tomorrow from 7 to 8. That I am going to dedicate for one very important thing, that is AI is used for high impact research and publication without plagiarism. Therefore, therefore that is the day. So in between, now let me know anyone has got any clarification or doubt on this. All those questions which are I know I will answer.
So there are some questions in the chat.
Okay, here there is a very good question from Pratyasha Agarwal, madam. There is a problem. We can be successful. We can be successful in use of OBE only if change is brought about at higher level of education, university level. See, madam, I wanted to tell you one thing. When I go for pedagogical excellence, FDP, I start with one particular slide group called one teacher. One teacher. You know that when you are inside your classroom, you are the boss there. You are the queen there, and there you can influence your students. University is immaterial. HOD is immaterial. Whoever is there immaterial. It is only you and your students. If you see like that, you take Narayana Murthy, you take Ratan Tata, you take Sergey Brin, you take Steve Jobs, you take Thomas Alva Edison, everyone's biography we studied. And you know one important thing they said, everyone said about one teacher. That is the reason we gave the title for that presentation, One Teacher. Means that one teacher did the magic. They say like that if that one teacher was not there, I would not have been here. I repeat, if that one teacher was not there, I would not have been here. This is what the ability of one teacher. And OBE, if you have seen that those three principles, they are that that insight, that is literacy for constructing insights, critical and creative thinking, and idea exposure and worldview. If you can apply these three things inside your classroom, for that no university permission is required. For using ChatGPT, no permission is required. That you can do. I hope I answered this, but if you need a further clarification, you can always call me, Pratyasha madam. Okay. Srilada madam's question, Chat GPT use Sanskrit language. I can say like that to some extent. To some extent. See, I am a fan of Ullur Parameshwar. Even though I am an engineer, I do research on those areas. I really tried many things, but there is a limitation because in Sanskrit, in various Indian languages, and in Malayalam, all these places, there is a limitation of trained data. I think by time, when many Indian LLMs, that is large language models, come to the field, definitely things will improve. But time being, I would like to tell Srilada madam that there is a limitation because of this limitation, but you can always try. For example, almost all Upanishad, almost all Vedas, I could do through English. Only thing you have to translate it and you have to put. Any more questions?
If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, sir.
Sijin,
Yeah,
are there any questions on YouTube?
let me check. No. If you have any questions, you can also unmute and ask, sir.
Sir, is it not making the duplication or the stereotype of it
There is
over
a comment by Sunil Thomas, sir. The use of Copilot for exploring information is more accurate as per my view. Yes, that is very important, and thanks for commenting this. See, every LLM or every model has got its own pluses and minuses. Certain things are very good because I will tell you my own. If I need reasoning, if I need thinking, if I have to get explanation, I go to ChatGPT. But if I need something which is of contemporary or which involves more data, then I go for Gemini, or previously it was bad. So when it is in this way, there are certain LLMs, they are good in certain things. So whatever sir said is correct. In whatever domain or field he was working, that was good. So it looks like there are no more questions. So
There was somebody who was asking a question.
Sir, people are always depending on this ChatGPT, and they are maybe not thinking independently, sir. Is it not affecting a negative sense?
Sir, did you hear that question? Dr. Suresh Nambadri, did you hear that question?
are there any questions in YouTube?
No, but there was a question asked. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear because my speaker was off. By mistake.
All right, okay. Somebody's asked. Can you repeat that question?
Sir, if the people are make use of this ChatGPT,
Yes.
is it not influencing the self thinking of that? People are depend on that, accordingly they are make it and all. Is it not influencing the self and independent thinking of the individual?
Okay. See, that is a very good question. I will answer it in this way. See, there is something called skill migration. Okay. There is something called skill migration. Means that was the type of thinking which was required at that time. But when we are getting a tool, because ChatGPT is a tool, when we are getting this, we are able to go beyond which we could do without that. For example, when this car was invented and automobile came to the picture, we didn't do it, we didn't use the car to go fast in the same distance. We used it for traveling further. I am speaking to you by sitting in Pune, but I belong to Kottayam. How I came to Pune? Because that was because of the technology. In the same way, we use it for skill migration. We are always going beyond. So therefore, this ChatGPT for the responsible use, that is for stretching ourselves and expanding the horizon, and we are spreading our wings. That is the way in which it is used. If you see any invention, every invention actually made some of the skills behind, added some other skills. You got the point?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, just I wanted to know that whether you got the answer you were expecting.
So yes, sir. What I feel is the people are taking in other way. If everyone should make it out ethically, if you are making use of it, it is so fine and good for the even society also.
Sir, I wanted to tell you another example. Can we ban knife and fire from the kitchen?
No, no, sir.
That is the same thing. A knife, you know how dangerous it is. Fire, you know, very dangerous it is, correct? But there are people people misusing it, but that is not the reason for us not to use it. Similarly, there is any technology which came. For example, I will tell you another one. See, we all drive car. Just 10-degree mistake if we make in the steering, what will be the damage happening? And the same time, crores of people have driving license here, right? So therefore, any technology when it comes, we have got doubts like this. And I will tell you another example also. When car was first introduced in London city, there was a rule. When a car goes on the road, there should be a horse carriage about 30 meters in front of the car and shouting saying that one car is coming, everybody give way. Okay. So we all survived and we all progressed through such rules and situations. That is what the progress of the mankind.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your elaborative the information. Thank you.
Same way. Thanks for the question. Any more questions?
No,
Good evening,
sir.
Doctor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, here Sunil sir. So, sir, this use of this ChatGPT, Gemini, and all these things, if we have a policy that learn, unlearn, and relearn,
Yes.
so we will not use it as in a different method. We will be having every time something new from these technologies. That is my point of view, as
Yes,
per your class also, sir.
yes, you are right. You are right.
Please note that tomorrow we'll be having a session on mapping of outcomes, calculation of attainment and analytical reports, AI-assisted assessments. This will be taken by Dr. Mendes Jacob. If you have any more questions, please post it quickly or unmute yourself and ask sir, and he will take the answer.
So Sijin, shall we
Yeah.
take a day because there are no more questions?
Yeah, there are no more questions. Thank you very much for this session. We will see you the day after again for a session on AI. So we will end for today.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we will see you tomorrow, all of you, at 7 p.m. Central.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So good
All
night
right.
to all.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very
Thank
much, and have a pleasant evening.
Okay.